Here's part two of why I don't date. I know it's a long, big story, but it's essential. Anyways, so fast forward, the divorce is finalized. We had to still go through selling the house, and before I left, we were getting stimulus checks. He swears up and down he didn't steal my check, but he did. He took all of it, and then he kicked me the fuck to the curb. And he didn't give me all my money that he claims he did, but that other money was from a tax return that he gave to me. The rest of it went into a fucking AR-15 and a ridiculous bunch of shit. Because he was one of those doomsday prepper people. He was on the left side. No, he's not a righty. He's a lefty. I wouldn't have been married to a righty. Anyway, he was into all that bug out shit. Um, Note this man couldn't hit the broadside of a motherfucking barn. And didn't know shit about survival. So anyway, like, sometime before the divorce was finalized, I realized that when we were together, I had something really bad happen to me. I thought that it was a really bad period, but when I was like talking to other people, it was identical to the symptoms of a miscarriage. Now he does have a vasectomy, but he never got the annual sperm check, the year mark sperm count check. So it's very possible. I know what happened to me. I know in my heart and soul. And that was a miscarriage. He screamed at me when I told him that. Literally fucking screamed at me. Because he was used to screaming me into submission. But I wasn't going to let him do that to me. So he hung up. Because he's a pussy. Then, you know, I was shattered. And my soul was broken. And we had to talk to each other on and off for a few years because I had to get some disability stuff fixed, and I needed that financial information from when we were married and other things. So that took time. I had to, and then finally I went no contact. I was done. Thank God. But even, before I went no contact because I had to be in contact with him for whatever goddamned reason, I tried dating. I met somebody. He seemed great. I fell very deeply in love with him. Long story short, he drove me insane. He was not a good person, and he couldn't tell the truth to save his life. And then I tried to hold him accountable for something, and he blew the fuck up and deleted me off everything and told me he was done. Just because I told him he had explaining to do about something. We weren't really together, but there was definitely something going on. Or so I thought. A couple months later, he begs me to come talk to him. I'm like, okay, we'll talk. And he tells me he loves me. And we end up getting together and starting a relationship officially. I thought it was going to be great, different. The very next day, the guy broke up with me. and lied and said he had some other shit to do when he had someone else to do. And he lied to me continually, and it turns out he had other people strung along, and he was also trying to date another girl, another woman. So I was like, look, man, we've got to talk. He made excuses and ignored me, which was the norm. He neglected me a lot. Unless he wanted some nookie or whatever. I don't know. I didn't realize that's being used. I thought there were legitimate other things going on, which sometimes there were, but most of the time there were not. Anywho, he wouldn't meet up with me, so I told him that I was finished, and then I blocked him on everything, and I never spoke to him again. So I recovered from that eventually, and I met some guys who were absolute Dummkopfs, I mean, in the way that they treated me. And even before the guy 3 years ago, I had met other people, and they all turned out to be fucking assholes. Fucking dangerous assholes, some of these guys. So after the last attempt 3 years ago, I said, no more. I'm not dating anymore. I'm not going through this. I gotta figure myself out. And I have to get my life together. I've been going to therapy for few years now, and sorting out my head. I got diagnosed with autism, and got on the correct medication, and have started, receiving peer support and going, which is a person that helps me get out into the community again. And I started overcoming the isolation that I was in when I was married towards the end, and starting to get myself back out into the community. And I decided long before I wasn't going to date anymore, because I had so much shit I had to work on. Like, my executive function was horrendous. When I was married, I could barely keep the house clean. I couldn't keep the house clean. It was dirty. It was disgusting. It was fucking foul sometimes. But I couldn't help it. I had mental shit going on. I'm better now. And I'm able to clean and keep my environment hygienic and not disgusting. But been working on myself a lot. And I have built a wall around my heart. I have to. I have to protect myself. I don't trust people 40 and below. I think there's something fundamentally wrong with men. Not all men, with a lot of men my age and below. I've noticed that. There are a few exceptions, but there are some exceptions, but, and I've tried, being casual with other people when one time, and it didn't work out. It didn't get to that point because they were fucking assholes, and some guy that I was trying to be casual with ended up stealing $25 from me. He asked me to pay for some gas money for him to come down here. The fucker never showed up and tried to make up a bunch of lies. So, bye-bye, motherfucker. And if you're seeing this, fuck you, buddy. Fuck you. I hope karma fucks you up your ass with a cactus. Anywho, I don't date. That's the major reasons why I don't date. Stay tuned for part 3 for the less heavy stuff of why I don't date.